Okay, can you hear me? Hello. No sound. Oh, man. Okay, you can hear me now. Yes. Yay. So good morning, everybody. And yay, I worked out what's wrong with the broadcast and why I'm keep having so many problems. So, and I thank you for putting up with all these weeks of issues. But now that I've found the issue, so I'll tell you what I've discovered. So what I've been doing is setting the YouTube channel to Australian time so that when you guys go there, you can see that it's all Australian and, you know, it's all good. But my computer is set to American time. So when I start the YouTube, of course, you guys aren't getting any chat because it's not actually starting until like tomorrow here. So that's, I think, what is the issue. So today I put in the title Australian 9 a.m., but I set the YouTube to Central Time. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it all goes well. And I think we might have that figured out. So does anyone want to come and join me? No? I sent... There's so many people in here today. So let me just go back so I can say hello to you all. Vanessa, Isam, Dave Cooper. I don't think I know Dave Cooper. But welcome and hello. Welcome to the family. Dave's in build. I love build. That's my favorite stage. Alyssa, Vanessa, and now I've got so many questions. Okay. Actually, Isam, don't let me forget, after this webinar, I wanted to talk to you about something with your product. I was going to send you a message, but I didn't get around to doing it before this started. So just remind me after we're done, and I had a thought. So I'll keep that up there. Good morning, Amanda. Morning, Travis, Rennie. So, thank you. So, does anyone have any questions before I have a couple of small announcements? Just thought I'd answer anyone's questions that you guys might have. These are all sitting down there in the nice warm, and I'm freezing cold up here. It is so cold. No questions? Okay. I just wanted to let everyone know that I do have permission to buy everyone's product. So, you know, you guys don't have family and friends in America, which makes it really difficult. So I can, because I can't do reviews anyway, if you need somebody to purchase your products for like the pre-launch, you know, to ensure that you keep the buy box until we go over to that new system, you can approach me and I can do that, which will help everybody to keep the buy box. So, which is good. But that's totally up to you. If you have friends and family in America that can do it for you, just, you know, go and do that. So, is anybody actually selling in Australia? Because Amazon has launched, which was pretty exciting. And then everybody that's in the Australian group is selling in America, which is better, you know, statistics, which is also one of the topics that people wanted to talk about today. Amanda and somebody else messaged me as well and asked me about that. And then Renia also asked on the group about selling in Australia versus America. So I will cover that. Personally, for me, I would sell in America and Australia. If you're going to take the Australian market straight away, you're going to be like first, you know, there with the product because you're going to be the newest one. So, you know, you're going to be first to sell in a lot of ways. So you'll have a bigger majority of that market. But at the same time, there's such a smaller population in Australia. You've got 28 million Australian citizens, completely. And in America, we have 85 million Prime members. That's 85 million people that have paid to use Amazon. So, that's huge, huge difference. So personally for me, I would definitely launch in Australia, absolutely. But I would also launch that same product in America, because you can also take that same ASIN and use the same ASIN on both platforms. So whatever reviews you get in America will be the same reviews for Australia. So if someone leaves you a great review, it's going to show up on your American platform. Does that make sense? So you can utilize the fact of being, first to market in Australia with a very much smaller turnover, and then in America you're going to have that higher volume of turnover, and you're actually going to make your money, I think, on the American market. But definitely, the Australian one is just going to do nothing but grow. So whatever you start off doing is going to be the worst you've ever done, because it's just going to continue to go, continue to grow. Another thing to keep in mind is Australia is only doing FBM until next year. So no mention as to what month next year, but we're close now to, next year. So it could be any time. Australia, and as you all seen, Amazon like to do things their own way. There was no big yahoo for them to launch and start like everyone thought they were going to do the week before. Isn't that great marketing? I mean, somebody puts out a rumor that they were going to open and launch, and then it was all over the news everywhere, and they didn't even do anything. They got all that free publicity and they didn't even do anything. And then they just quietly, open the doors like, hey, we're here. But yeah, so definitely, I would definitely plan to do both. If you're able to do that, if you're in a position to ship them out yourselves, there's a couple of different platforms you can use for shipping. You should be able to use the Amazon shipping platform, so you don't actually have to ship it. Although you're shipping it from the house, you can still use the Amazon shipping services, if that makes sense. So Natasha is asking, can you ship your inventory from FBA US to AU? I think it would depend. I know Sue has tried. I don't know whether she's here right now, but I know she tried to do a multi fulfillment order and she couldn't do it. Now, I don't know whether it's a setting that she has to have, because I had somebody the other day purchase, I have Minnie Mouse Bluetooth speakers, and they were from Melbourne, and they purchased my speakers. They paid the shipping on that. And so obviously, my settings are set to international. If people want to pay the international shipping, that's up to them. But I don't know whether that's a setting, but I would call Amazon and ask them. But you can't actually fulfill all of your orders. You could actually, talk to Amazon about having, 50 or however many units shipped down. Or if you can get somebody to, send the 50 units to them and then have them put it in a box and ship it to you back in Australia, so that you can ship them out one at a time. But yeah, you couldn't fulfill every single order from your American inventory. That wouldn't work. Does that make sense? I hope so. So Isam says he signed up for a seller account 5 days ago. No reply from Amazon. Did you use the same email address or did you use a different email address? I found that if you use a different email address, you get a quicker reply than actually using your same address. And you also, when you do sign up, you have to use a different email address. They can't be the same as the ones you use for America. But if you, I'll talk to you anyway, and I'll give you a contact, somebody who can help you out there a little bit quicker. No guarantees on that, but they have helped quite a few people. a different email address. Well, I think I signed up like 3 times, and now I've been approved for like all 3 email addresses. So I just let the other 2 go. 2 lots of shipping costs. Yeah, Rennie says makes sense, Amanda, but 2 lots of shipping costs from China, one to the USA and the other to AU. The thing with China to Australia, though, is it's a lot closer than America. And when you're shipping directly to Amazon anyway, it's really not going to make it that much of a huge difference. But, you're going to get your brand out there, on so many different levels. I just think it's worth it. Even if it's a couple of $100 to ship 50 units to Australia, at least it puts you in a start. I don't know that I would do more than maybe 50 to 100 of the same as what you're going to do in America. But I would definitely, launch it on both if you're able to do that. So, going back to these questions. Travis says that he lives in Western Australia, and is that an issue selling in Australia? You can be anywhere and sell in Australia, or you can be in Australia and sell in America. Because you've only just joined. Was your original plan, Travis, to sell in America or Australia, or both? Because like I just said, your bigger money is going to be made in America, and especially it's in American funds as well. So that's always nice to earn American dollars. Okay. It's definitely a good market. It's the American market is, and you would think 85 million Prime members, it's so huge, but and it's still growing. And its growth every year, it always exceeds the year before. So it's like always just outdoing itself. I'm like, wow. There's a couple of markets that I wouldn't mind getting into. Germany, I would like to sell in Germany, and maybe the UK, somewhere to earn some British pounds. That'd be nice. I was going to talk about the importance too of keeping your Amazon account really healthy. And there's been so many issues lately about the buy box, and for everybody that's just building right now, this doesn't really apply, but keep this in mind. If you do retail arbitrage, so you have a lot of turnover of different products, or your product is out of stock, you want to keep your account healthy. So if you can't restock your inventory, be sure and close that listing. Don't just leave that listing as, out of stock. If it's just going to be out of stock for a couple of weeks, that's fine. But if it's going to be out of stock, for longer than a couple of weeks, just close the listing. And when you get stock back, just, reopen it back up again, because your inventory goes against your seller health. So everything that you do inside your account, if you look at your Seller Central and you look at your statistics, it has your health metrics. You look at your account in Seller Central, it has everything in there. Like if you're out of stock on something, that's a metric that goes against you for bad management. I know it sounds really weird, but so all of those things add up to you having the buy box. So if you have a multitude of products that are out of stock, you don't even realize that you've lost points on having your own buy box, which is just really crazy. But that was something that I spoke to somebody about yesterday, and I just wanted to let everybody else know about that. So keep that in mind. Travis is asking if I close it, can he reactivate it? Yes, you just go on exactly where you edit to close it. Like on your listing, you just press edit and you just click close listing, and then afterwards you just reactivate the listing. It's really simple. It's It's really easy. And you do that also when you're going to run out of stock. If you're a supplier is sending inventory and you haven't got any yet, some people say, raise the price up so you take longer. There's different methods of, trying to pace your product out so that it lasts for a longer period of time. But what the guys, Danilo and David and Saad and Seth, have all worked out that if you just leave your product as you normally would, and then just let it sell out, just let it race to the finish line and sell out like it normally would, then you close your listing. What happens is your BSR doesn't change. Once you get product again, you just open that listing back up and it just kicks back off again. Rather than, if you raise the price up, now your BSR starts to slow down. You keep your inventory longer, but your bestseller ranking starts to really slow down, and you really don't want that. So just let it go, wait till it's done, close your listing, and then wait for your products to get back in. Not a problem. Everything will be there, Travis. It'll be as if you weren't even, you never left. Your description, your photos, everything will be there. So it'll all be good. And there's been a few. There was a couple today. Another one today. Really differentiate your product so that no one else can hijack your listing. If this is, Seth talks about it, but it's so important that if your product is different, no one else can just come along and sell your product if your product is listed with, a cup and a spoon, like, Seth always mentions. Whereas if you've just got a standard coffee cup, then anyone can put that standard coffee cup on. And you might run out, but someone else comes along and puts inventory on your listing. And now they're selling off your hard work, so to speak, because your listing doesn't belong to you unless you've got trademarked and enhanced brand content and all that. It's still Amazon listing. It's their listing. It's their platform, and you're just selling on it. So keep everything that you sell on Amazon, keep it really different, package it different, and make sure it's yours, completely yours. So, Amanda says, if we are selling in the US or anywhere outside of Oz, do we need a bank account in the country for any reason? No. Most people use Payoneer is one that's quite popular. All you need is a method for Amazon to pay you. So obviously you want your money. So just sign up for a Payoneer account. I can't remember who, maybe it was Christian. He did a really good post a couple of months ago on Payoneer account. And Brian last week, he also had a Payoneer account. So just sign up for a Payoneer account, and then Amazon will just, Natasha said World First is really good. So any of those two, just use that. And that, anything to get your money from Amazon to you. And then it would just go from the Payoneer to your own bank account. Okay, that is an awesome question. And it looks like my screen's frozen, but my voice is still going, so I'll continue to talk. Travis said, could you recommend any prep centers for America? Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Australia. Can anybody recommend any prep centers in Australia? Now, I've called a few people and I've sent emails out to people, and I don't have, I can't find any that in Australia that do prep work, not major prep work. Like prep centers. But for America, Travis, Just One Dime has a prep center, and they are the cheapest that I've seen right now. I think if you have a look on the products page of the Just One Dime, yeah, I'm just trying to think of what I had their pricing up there. They also do the bundling and they'll put the labels on, but it depends on if you, I know you're only in the build stage right now, so don't get a little bit ahead of yourself, because most of your suppliers can just send the inventory directly from China to Amazon. And you can get your supplier to put your labels on, and all that. You can, unless you're doing a bundle, and then you would need a prep center to do the bundle. And my camera's just gone off again. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I really hate this thing. Oh, whatever. Can't get it to work at all. Uh-uh. Oh my gosh. Vanessa, help. Oh my gosh. Can you guys still hear me? You guys are awesome. I'm sorry. This is just really, really frustrating me right now. My camera has turned off and I've just... Okay, because no one wanted to look at me anyway, right? All right, so long as you can hear me, that's good. All right. I'm reading these questions, trying to catch back up. And I've asked Vanessa to come in and help if she's not sitting in her pajamas. Oh, I've got a question for you guys. Now, everyone was asking me earlier if I would change the time of the webinar. And I didn't mind to change the time. And we actually had, there was a few different time slots, and 2 or 3 of them ended up with the same amount of votes. But what we had was people had voted for all 3 time slots instead of just voting for one. So do you want me to do another poll for a different time, or is everybody happy with this time slot? Because I know it's really hard for the people in Western Australia, because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning or something there, isn't it? So I don't mind if you want me to run another poll, but if I do, can you please only vote for one time slot, not multiple? That would be really helpful. Hey, David, haven't seen you for a while. I was actually going to show you a box, but now I can't. So David's registered for, he says he's got his PTY Ltd, but he hasn't registered with Amazon yet. David, have you registered with Amazon in America, or have you not registered with Amazon in Australia, or you haven't registered with either? I'm just wondering about that. Because you don't actually need, like some people think you need to register as an LLC in the USA to sell in the USA, and you actually don't. You just need to be registered in Australia, but you don't have to be registered in America. So just keep that in mind. So David's registered under his name before he got his PT. Okay. So when you do that, just be sure when you put everything into Amazon that all the names match up. And you can change your name, or you can change your storefront name, your business name. You can change any of those details at any time. Amazon's fine with that. You can change your email address. Amazon, is fine with that. Personally, I wouldn't change anything around the Christmas time. Like if you're selling right now, don't change anything. Wait until Christmas is out and probably towards the end of January before I would go messing with my Amazon account, just because they're so busy right now. And I would be afraid that if you did something wrong, you would be in a huge line of people to get it sorted out. Whereas if it was a quieter time, you could have it more one-on-one with somebody from Amazon and fix whatever the error was. So I hope that helped. Okay, I'm trying to see, Natasha, what was $530? Okay. For PTY Ltd. I'm trying to read back up. I missed out on a lot of the questions here. Okay, so David, he will re-register his PTY Ltd with Amazon and cancel his personal account, and I'm still in build. Keep going through the build and work on your Amazon stuff, but you'll learn a lot more of the stuff as you go through the course. The course will actually explain a lot more as you're going through it. A lot of it will all come together. And some of, like in the start, some of the things, I actually went back several times and started again because I just found that there was so much more comprehension as I, moved into the next stage. Yay! Yay! We got a face. Good morning, Vanessa. What is that noise? Have you got critters? I hear like birds or something. I don't know. So I've got a camera and Vanessa's got birds or what is that? You've got no voice. That is hilarious. Something's going on there. I don't know what that is. Oh my gosh. So I had all these boxes to show you because I was going to show you guys the different boxes and that you can package your stuff in, but now that I don't have a camera, that's really frustrating. Takes away some of that there. The course is, I'm just answering back to David, one of David's questions back here. The course is Oh, this is dreadful. There you go. The course is built in such a way that is that you or me? Vanessa's got dolphins in it. Oh, that's. You might want to mute that. I think she's got it on the chipmunk setting. That's actually what it sounds like, right? It sounds like she's got a chipmunk setting. You know when you used to flip it. Anyway, yeah, the course is built in such a way that you actually do each part step by step. So you don't actually get ahead of yourself. You're not going to be, doing parts of the course, looking for things that you're not actually there yet. So everything will come into play, as you progress along, as you need the trademarks, as you need the UPC codes, as you need to search and find, it will all come. But what you'll find is when you get to a certain stage, you'll just comprehend so much more. So if you go back a stage, and redo that, and it doesn't take very long to watch a couple of videos, you'll realize how much more you actually comprehend and how much you really didn't comprehend the first time. You just heard it or read it, seen it, whatever. But then when you go back to that, you absolutely comprehend it, and it all just, it's like a big puzzle, and it just starts clicking and it all comes together. So definitely go back and yeah. So Amanda's having problems as well. Is anyone else having buffing problems? Maybe I'll just refresh. Let me just hit the refresh button here. I really wish you could hear yourself, because you sound like you really do sound like a chipmunk. And the replay of this is going to be hilarious. Okay, I am going to hit refresh.
Can you hear me, Amanda? 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 Oh.
Okay, can you hear me? No, my mic's not muted. Okay. Oh, you can hear me now. Yay! Okay, you can hear me and you can see me. One's more important than the other. Okay. So, I'm sorry, guys. Yay. So I test everything. Like I said, I test it every Friday, make sure it's all good, and I check everything, and then it seems to just get to right before the webinar and something goes wrong every week. Anyway, we were talking about searching products a couple of weeks ago, and I said that, you know, you want to find products that have a bigger margin of profit than just a couple of dollars. You know, I have my brush set and the profit margin is what, $3, $4, I think. You know, after everything's said and done, and when you've got the PPC and everything else in there, your profit margin like really goes down. You want to find a profit. I would rather have a product that's only going to sell a couple of times a day where you have, you know, $10 to $20 profit than have that same product that you have to sell 10 of to get the same results. And I said to you, like we were talking about, when you find high potential products that are like $10 or $15, you know, find 2 high potential products and put them in a bundle. You can still hear me, right? So anyway, David Mitchell had this, and I'm not sure if any of you guys purchased this when he launched it. This is really, really good. This is really good packaging. You know, it's just a simple little box. It has a sticker for his logo on the front. is FNSKU on the back. But it's just a really simple concept that, you know, it's a plain package. You could actually put this, you know, use this same package for anything. He has his cleaning stuff in there. But, you know, this could have been used for absolutely anything. And he could have sold multiple different items just by using this one packaging. So, you know, instead of just using one item, which was the big long scrubby brush, and then anyway, I'll just keep talking. Don't worry about looking at me, because no one wanted to see me anyway. So I can't show you the other pictures, guys, but anyway, that's the concept that I was trying to get to you. Instead of, you know, trying to get like big elaborate packaging made, you can just get a simple packaging like that. Just get your sticker put on the front of it. You could have your logo. You could put multiple different things in there and bundle it and have a great bundle, you know, worth $20, $30. And you've put, you know, 2 or 3 high potential products in there. That's now your own bundle. Does that make sense? But just if you do that, make sure that the products that you bundle together are relevant to each other. So if you bundle in there, you know, a coffee cup, make sure you put in a coffee spoon or something else that goes with that coffee cup. You know, don't go putting in something weird that's, you know, not going to go in there. But just definitely, you know, look at those types of things as well, because sometimes you can get a lot of high potential products that, you know, are only selling for $10. Don't just, you know, leave them up. Hooks. I was looking at hooks the other day. They are crazy how many hooks get sold. And, you know, that'd be something that would be, you could sell in really good bundles, all different size hooks and different type of hooks. And you get what I mean. So anyway, that's what we were talking about the other day, and I said I'd get you a box, and that was the box. But now I don't have any video, so we won't worry about that. So does anyone have any other questions? And I'm so glad you can hear me. And now Amanda's internet has gone out. I hope this is not recorded. I really hope this is not recorded, because it's just been a disaster. I don't think it is, but I really hope it's not. But one thing's for sure is I'm glad that, you know, we got that sorted out with the time zone, the different time zones, making it, you know, impossible for me to run these, because I was having so many issues with that. All right, let me go over this list of things that I had to tell you guys that I could buy now. I have permission to do that. Somebody was asking about prep centers. If anybody knows of a prep center in Australia that, you know, people can send products to and have, you know, there's a lot of people in New Zealand. I would use a prep center in Australia if one was available. I know Brian was also looking for a prep center in Australia, and I can't seem to find one. So if anyone finds a prep center, could you please let us know? And I think I asked that, but I'm not quite sure whether it was heard or not. So that's something. I can't go over I was going to go over coupons and different things like that, but I can't even go over them now. So with no camera, never mind. You guys have been really, really active lately, and I just want to say thank you for that. It's really nice when everyone's in together. And this, you know, our group is not about people who are, you know, super successful or, I don't know what's the right word to use here. It's just about community. Sometimes when you're in Australia, you just feel so isolated from everybody else. And, you know, we just want to make sure, you know, that we're just all supporting each other, regardless of what level you're at, regardless of what you know. You know, just we want to all be here for each other. Because personally, I think my greatest growth in the Amazon has been my personal growth, not, you know, what products I have or don't have. but it's been a personal growth and supporting everybody else and, you know, helping everybody else get there. So, you know, definitely, I just don't be afraid to come on this, you know, the camera if you think, oh, I'm only just starting and I don't know so much. It's really not about that. You know, it's just about supporting each other. So, David's asking, will we be able to support each other with launches in Australia? Absolutely. And that's, you know, what we're all here for as well. And, you know, as much as we can, everybody will support everybody. And the Australians, of course, you know, it will be easy to buy in Australia. And for anybody in America like me, I would just purchase and I would send it to somebody in Australia as a gift. And then they can leave an unverified review if they wish that they received it as a gift. And then I would leave a review to say that, you know, I purchased this item. So, and anybody else in America that wants to do the same, that knows somebody in Australia, and they can do that as well. It's the same way for you guys now. Whoever purchases in America, yeah, you just, you know, send it to somebody in America. And yeah. Vanessa's asking, can we talk a little bit about the JOD toolbox? Oh my gosh, that thing is like amazing. I was asked to do the beta test about a month or two ago. So there was a few things that I suggested that were put on there. Yay. It has so much stuff. And I'll have to be honest that I have not fully explored everything on there because there's so much. And there's so much still getting put on there that it's they haven't even put it on there yet. Like the video's there and it says coming soon, and then it gives you a little title and you're like, wow. Basically, you can type your listing in HTML and it will, just like you're writing, you know, or typing, it'll put the bullet points and everything, and then you copy and paste it so that, you know, you just type and you hit enter and you make normal spaces. But then when you copy and paste it into your Amazon listing, it puts all the breakers and bullets and bold, just as if you had typed it out perfectly yourself. There's another thing in there. Oh, I wish I had my thing now. I would take you in there to show you all. Like you can type a word and it will give you what Amazon searches. So that if someone types the word bottle, it'll autofill for you, brush, and it gives you all that. Let me see if I can open it. Open. It's not going to even let me. There it is. But it has so much stuff. It's just... It has the email, the automatic email, as if you're using that Email Genius. What is that called? I've forgotten what it's called now. Okay, I'm going to show you this, guys, next week, because it's made in such a way that it's in the find stage, and then it's in build stage, then it's in launch. Like in find, you have a business planner and keyword autocomplete, and then it goes down to build. You have your listing builder, backend extractor, your HTML editor. And then you go into launch and it has sales tracker and order details and product costs. So you can actually put in what your product costs, who your supplier is, what your shipping fees are, all of that type of stuff, how long it takes you to get an order, how long the manufacturer like sends it after, like, you know, what you're shipping. So it'll actually tell you how soon you need to reorder. You know, like it's going to take you 60 days to remanufacture this, and you've only got, you know, 80 days worth of inventory left. So, you know, you need to order within the next 20 days. It gives you a profit and loss report, or your operating expenses, your account performance. It also has negative feedback tracker, this is a good one. So if somebody leaves you a negative feedback, normally you can't track who that person is through Amazon. This will actually tell you the person who left you the negative feedback and their order number, so you can contact them and, you know, try and make it right, find out what was wrong, and try and correct that to get that feedback corrected. It has rank tracker, your product index check, so you can check all your keywords to make sure that they're all indexed correctly. Then it has all of your inventory, your damaged items, lead time settings, hijacker alerts, PPC reports, and then it's just got your dashboard, which has got your daily sales, your monthly estimated sales, basically like your Amazon sellers app. That's what the dashboard kind of reminds me of. You know, it just gives you a quick glimpse at what's going on. Feedback Genius, there it is. So that's it at a glance. And I hope that helped. But it is a really good tool, and you do get the basics for free, so you can sign up for that. And I do believe, I think you get the whole lot for the first 30 days. And then you just get the basic one, which is free after that. And I think, let me just go. Can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't very much. Like if you were, depending on how many products you had, is what it was based on. So like if you had a lot of products, obviously, you know, it's going to be a lot more expensive. But you know, if you've got a lot of products, then you're going to be making more money. So I'm just trying to see where the price is, and I can't find it. Never mind. But it's really good. It does have a lot of stuff on there. No, the toolbox is free. Let me give you this link. You sign up for the toolbox, and it's completely free. There is an extended version of it. Like you get the basic one for free, and then, you know, like the extended one is I can't remember how much it is. And I can't even find it right now, so I'm sorry, but the prices are in there. Just sign up for that and go in there and have a look. But because I have the web thing open, it won't let me go in there for some reason. So yeah, there's different levels of payment on that. I can't get it. Never mind. So I hope that explained it to everybody, and I'm really sorry that this webinar was so awful, and I am going to go and buy a new camera. And now that we've got the time situation fixed and chat's all fixed, and now my camera goes out, so that's really lovely. And my camera's always ran perfectly, so I don't know. And by the time, you know, we get to the end of the year, I should have, you know, brand new equipment on everything. So is there anything anybody needs to know before I close this up and call this disaster a day? When doing FBM, hang on, Rennie says, when doing FBM in Australia, do we need to purchase and send out items into Amazon boxes? No, you can send your items in any box, Rennie. You don't have to send that in Amazon boxes. Obviously, you know, whatever, I don't know what your product is, but if it's something breakable, just make sure it's nicely packaged. But you can send it in whatever box you like. It's not really relevant. You should be able to, like when you made a sale in your Australian account, it'll come up with, you know, like unshipped on your Seller Central. If you've ever been in Seller Central, on the left-hand side where it says your orders, there's one heading that says unshipped. If you click on the unshipped, and it'll take you to a little screen where you just click on buy shipping, and you can actually purchase the shipping through Amazon, and then you just hit print shipping, and it just prints, you just print that shipping docket straight out and just put your label straight on, and it's just like you would ship off anything else. But Amazon shipping rates are much cheaper than any other rates because they have, you know, huge deals with like Australia Post or whoever they're using. There is another postal service system too. I think it was called Post Sand or Sandbox. I'll find the name of that if anybody needs that. But I'm guessing after Christmas, once the Christmas rush is done, then they will open up for FBA because they're building warehouses everywhere, and a lot of them are due to be finished at the end of this month. So, but never mind. Okay, so I hope I've answered everybody's questions. If anybody needs me, just send me a message and I'll help you out as much as I can. If you need, you know, to be walked through anything, just let me know. You all have my Skype and you all know where I am. And yes, I'm going to contact you. I'll send you a message and I'll let you know. So have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll run that time for the poll on when we should run these webinars. If they actually ran, you know, it wouldn't matter when it was ran. But have a great weekend, everyone, and so sorry this was a disaster.